Hey everyone, it's Alice, and I'm here today with a rather stacked March book haul. So my promise to myself this year was that however many books I hauled in a month, I would have to unhaul that amount of books the same month. So I've only got the same amount, like, coming in and out. I could unhaul more, but I can't haul more than I unhaul. I'm regretting that because I had not realised quite how many books that we had acquired this month. I'm not including many, if any, of the babies' books. Okay, I'm including some children's books, but they're ones that we bought with a specific purpose in mind. So I'm not including any of Sophia's birthday presents, or any of the ones that we picked up for them. So I am technically cheating, but they're babies. Books are good for them. It's a good thing. So things got a little out of control. And I'm not quite sure when or how or where, but they did. And now we've got two whole piles of books. You can only see one pile on the camera. Let me show you. Let me show you what we're dealing with right now. We are dealing with this whole table of hauling. That is not good. So we are going to haul intensely. We are going to haul quickly. And I'm going to spend the next 3 or 4 days panicking about what to unhaul before the end of the month. And then you'll be getting that as our next video. So make sure to check back and see what the heck we managed to get rid of. Because I don't... Oh wait, is there something up there that I need to get down? Why is that in my head? There shouldn't be, should there? Frantically flips from side to side. No. I think we're good. I don't think I've squeezed anything in up there and forgotten about it. Let's pretend that I haven't if I have, because I can't remember. So, we are going to haul all of these for you and then come back in a couple of days and see what books I'm getting rid of, because I don't actually even know how many are here. I just know it's probably getting on for 30. First up we have a classic pop-up book with sounds, which is Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie and Paul Hess. So we're not giving this to the babies yet, which is why I'm hauling it for us, because Sean has a thing about pop-up books and he wants to get more of them for them, but they are a bit too small to read at the moment. So this is a gorgeous retelling of Peter Pan, and Sean is looking forward to reading them with the babies. I don't know if the sound function works. It's meant to have a sound function. It doesn't sound like it does. Well, we'll try the batteries in that. Oh yeah, it needs battery, but it does work. It just needs a battery. So that's fine. We'll also have some music playing when we read that one. We then have the other books that are kind of for the babies, but we did purchase all of these with the thought in mind that we would read the entire World Book Day shortlist. Shortlist? No. The World Book Day offerings. We were going to read all of them over World Book Day week, like we did last year. I can link all the vlogs and stuff for that, because we did it last year and it was great. But we purchased them all and just didn't have the time or the energy to read them. So we will hopefully be doing this at some point. It just wasn't in March. So for World Book Day we got Jemima the Pig and the 127 Acorns by Michael Mapergo. The Worst Class in the World in Danger by Joanna Nadin. Welcome to Grimwood, 5 Freakishly Funny Fables by Nadia Shireen. The Wizard and Me by Simon Farnaby. Peak Peril by Shana Jackson. The Last Word by Ben Bailey Smith. Boy Missing by Sophie Mackenzie. Think Like a Boss by Rashmi Sudeshpande. Silly Book of True or False by Matt Lucas. Rocket Rules by Nathan Bryan and Dapo Adiola. Dinosaur Roar and Friends, which we love Dinosaur Roar, we were happy to get that. And also Hey Ducky, the World Book Day badge, and we already love Hey Ducky. So we were going to be getting those two for the babies anyway, but then we got the rest so that we could do our vlog, and we didn't have time. So that is embarrassing, but fine. We've then got Alfred Hitchcock's Stories for Late at Night Part 2. I didn't know that Alfred Hitchcock wrote stories. I'm not sure whether they're ones that he's written. No, they're not. Okay, so they're not ones that he's written, but they're ones that he has, selected. So it'll be interesting to see what these are like. Sean really likes Alfred Hitchcock. I studied him at university for a little bit when I was doing film, and I liked Alfred Hitchcock too. So I'm hoping that we'll enjoy this collection of stories. We also have 4 books by Raymond Feist. We have Exile's Return, Murder in Lamut, Legends of the Rift War, Magician, Master, and Into a Dark Realm. My friend Gary has been raving about Raymond Feist and has said that we all really like the Magician series. I trusted his opinion and bought a load of Raymond Feist at a book sale a few months ago, and we spotted these ones through the window in the charity shop and thought we might as well grab them as well. Funnily enough, we actually already have Murder in Lamut and we got it for like 10 pence before, but Sean didn't realise that we had it because it was in a really ridiculously tall paperback copy, so I might unhaul that one as part of my unhaul, but it's handy to have at the moment in this like easier size, especially easier for storing. So that's 4 more books. We have The Massacre of Mankind by Stephen Baxter. This is the official sequel to The War of the Worlds. It is licensed by the H.G. Wells estate. It has these gorgeous green sprayed pages, and we found it in a charity shop, so we're not going to complain about that. Doesn't have anything else like special or unique about it, but Sean thinks Stephen Baxter is... yeah, he's the person who wrote the Time Odyssey books with Arthur C. Clarke. He also had a feeling that he'd written some books with Terry Pratchett, but they aren't in the front, so Sean might have been making that up, or they might have come after this. No, he recently wrote the Long Earth novels with Sir Terry Pratchett, so I don't know why they aren't in the front, but yeah, so Stephen Baxter is somebody that Sean has heard amazing things about, and we thought we'd give this a go, mostly for the sprayed pages. I have 4 books that I got Sean for Christmas and forgot to give them to him, and then I was going to give them to him for Valentine's Day and I forgot to give him them then as well. So he got these as a happy middle of March present, which are If It Bleeds by Stephen King, The Champion and the Challenger from the Contender series by Taran Matharu, and Judge Dredd in Oz, which is a graphic novel. He really likes Taran Matharu because we read the Summoner series together. He loves Stephen King and he likes Judge Dredd, so these were all great gifts if I'd remembered to give them to him on time. We have The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss in hardback because this is one of Sean's dad's favourite books. It's my friend Gary's favourite book and we have been thinking about reading it recently. We have like a really beaten up ex-library copy, so we saw this very, very shiny and very new, good condition hardback, so we thought then we can read our paperback, unhaul it, keep this one. We have XX and the Black Locomotive by Ryan Hughes. I've heard of XX because Maddie from Book Browsing Blog was trying to read this one. I don't know if she ever actually managed to, but she kept like picking it up and then putting it down and getting a bit overwhelmed by the size of it. But when we saw it in the charity shop, I was like, okay, like that looks interesting. And we also have the Black Locomotive, which I found in a charity shop a couple of weeks later, has black spray pages and this really cool under the dust jacket design where it says like the Black Locomotive and it's all shimmery shiny. So I'm mostly bought that for the design, but these are Ryan Hughes. These are the 2 novels that Ryan Hughes has written. He's written non-fiction work in the past, so these should hopefully be good. We have a book that I forgot to haul last month. How could I forget? Because it was House of Earth and Blood by Sarah J. Maas. I hauled so many copies of House of Sky and Breath last month that I forgot to haul my copy of the first book. So I had the Tor edition already, and I loved this book so much that I wanted to have the Waterstones exclusive edition, so I did cave and I bought it on eBay for rather a lot of money, and I don't regret it at all. And it's stunning and I love it, and I will happily collect all of the editions of this. So yay. We've then got a couple of books that you will have seen in Book Box Battle a few days ago, which are The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axie O, 2 copies of Gallant by Victoria Schwab, which is the Illumicate edition and the Waterstones edition, and A Forgery of Roses by Jessica S. Olsen, which was in Owl Crate. We have The Little Mermaid by Hans Andersen. There is some banging outside. This is 3 stories from Hans Christian Andersen. It's The Little Mermaid, The Emperor's New Clothes, and The Steadfast Tin Soldier, all in one tiny, tiny little collection, apparently. Very, very cool that they're all in this one tiny book. We then have The Talisman by Peter Straub and Stephen King. Again, Sean loves Stephen King, wants to read more of his collaborative novels. We have The Dragonbone Chair and Siege by Tad Williams. I've had this one recommended me to... Who is ringing the doorbell? It's got to be Sean. So we just had a brief break so we could have some ice creams, and now Ezra and Sophia have gone back out, so there is less screaming. Intriguing. It was in the YA section, but it sounds more adult. But I'm interested. Hello. Oh, you want to show off your Beetle book? Go find your Beetle book, buddy. She's just realised we were talking about her Beetle book and got a bit excited. We have... We found it. And I'm gonna try to get this finished. So first up we have The Dragon Chair and Siege by Tab Williams. Gary has recommended this one to me and I found both of them for 49p, so I thought I might as well grab them, especially because they're really chunky for 49p. Sean picked up Excalibur by Bernard Cornwell from the free book box. This is the third book in a King Arthur trilogy retelling thing. Sean likes Arthurian things. I hate them. He wants to read this. I'm not really that interested in it, but we don't have the first two, so we can't read them for a while anyway. We also got from the free book box Christmas Shopaholic by Sophie Kinsella. We picked this up because it's actually a proof copy, and finding a Sophie Kinsella proof copy in a book box is very surprising. But this is the 9th or 10th in the series, I think, so I don't know when we'll get to it, but I know Sean's really interested in these, and we've read a couple of Sophie Kinsella books before in the past, and we've enjoyed them. We have a Golden Age Masterworks book, which is Henry Kuttner's Fury, and we have Jack Vance's Night Lamp, which is a Masterworks sci-fi book. Sean is interested in collecting all of these, so we grabbed both of those from the charity shop. We have Children of Time by Adrian Tchaikovsky. I had it in my head that we'd already hauled this. Sean said he didn't think we had. I don't know if it's because my Kindle keeps recommending it to me, but it sounds like it's going to be a little bit like Project Hail Mary, because it is the human race are leaving a dying Earth and trying to find a new home. But then it also sounds like it's kind of like Red Rising, because they found a world terraformed and prepared for human life. So I don't know how it's going to go, but it sounds very interesting. I have a paperback copy of A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I really like the new covers with these bright colours, and I spotted this one for £2, so I thought I would grab it. I don't love A Court of Thorns and Roses, but I like the series as a whole, and I do really like Sarah J. Maas's writing, so I'm happy having this as part of my collection. I have The Coven by Lizzie Fry. Don't know too much about this one. It was in the YA section in the charity shop, but it does look like it's more of an adult one. It says, "Let me repeat myself so we can be very clear. Women are not the enemy. We must protect them from themselves." And it's a world in which witchcraft is real. So it sounds very interesting. It's got some like non-standard storytelling elements. Like there's like signs and stuff in here, if I can find it. There you go. Ditch the Witch, which looks really cool. I've seen good reviews for this one on Goodreads. We have Beetle Queen by M.G. Leonard. Sophia absolutely loves the Beetle Collector's Handbook that we hauled a few months ago. So we've got this one because it's the second one in the Beetle Boy series. We read Twitch and we really loved it. We haven't read the Beetle Boy series yet, but now we have the first and the second, so we'll be moving on those soon. Sean got out with The Silent Planet by C.S. Lewis, who is the author of The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. This is the first one in a trilogy, and it's very short, but it looks interesting, and Sean wants to read it. So that's all I can really tell you about that one. And Sean also hauled a paperback copy of The Good Thieves by Catherine Mandel, forgetting that we'd hauled a hardback of it last month. So we'll probably read this one so that we don't have to read our hardback, and then we'll unhaul it. We have Dust and Shift by Hugh Howey. These are the second and third books in the Wool series. I don't know if it has like a proper name, but I'm still really interested in this series. It's post-apocalyptic. It's about like a grain silo and people coming to terms with like a new world. I cannot see anything else really about it without getting spoilers for the other ones, so I don't have to not do that, but I'm going to read that trilogy hopefully soon. We have Rebel of the Sands by Alwyn Hamilton. I read this just before it came out on NetGalley and loved it. This is a US paperback copy, so it was very surprising to find this in a UK charity shop, especially for only 49p. But I am very interested in rereading this and carrying on with the rest of the series because I haven't had a chance to do that yet. We have Shadow Forest by Matt Haig. We've read and loved The Midnight Library, How to Stop Time, and How to Stay Alive. And this is... oh, and the Christmas trilogy as well. This is a middle grade story and it looks very spooky scary, but I haven't actually heard of it yet, so it'll be interesting to see whether it's any good. We have The Fires of Heaven by Robert Jordan. We already do own this book, but it's in an extremely beaten up edition. And so when we saw the same cover, because we wanted to collect them in these editions, and when we saw this edition with like the spine is completely uncracked, the other copy that we've got is literally glued together because it's that kind of damaged already. So I'm glad that we managed to get this cover in a nicer edition so we can read the messed up one, unhaul it, keep this one for good. And we have, last but not least, Desperation by Stephen King. So I don't know anything about this one, but we want to read all of the Stephen King books eventually, and Sean picked this one up this month. Which means we've actually hauled 52 physical books this month, and that's not great because I've still got to haul my Kindle books for you. Whoops! I didn't get too many books on my Kindle this month, just a few of the daily deals, and I don't think I got any brand new releases. Yeah, so I got Hopeless, Verity and Reminders of Him by Colleen Hoover. The It Ends With Us movie adaptation is coming out soon, so everybody has been going on about Colleen Hoover again. She's an author I've always been interested in reading, but I haven't gotten around to it yet, but 3 of her books on 99p daily deal in a month. I'm going to get those. We have Beyond the Hallowed Sky by Ken MacLeod. Don't know anything about this one. Just liked I liked the description when I read it, because obviously I bought it, but I can't remember it off the top of my head. But I've heard good things about Ken MacLeod's writing. We have Empire of Sand by Tasha Survey, who is the author of... Oh, I can see it in my head. Illumicrate did it last year, and I can't remember what it was. But it had a lot of good reviews, and a lot of people were saying that Empire of Sand was one that they would recommend as well. So grabbed that for 99p. A Promise of Fire by Amanda Boucher, which is the first book in a fantasy romance series. My friend and I both bought this one because we're interested in reading it together. It's part of a series called The Kingmaker Chronicles, but it sounds interesting. I have Second First Impressions by Sally Thorne, who is the author of The Hating Game. This one has turtles on the cover. That is enough reason for me to buy it. I liked the description because it's about somebody who has really bad impressions, like first impressions from this guy that she's working with, but he ends up really impressing her. So that sounds like a fun romance. We have Endgame by Daniel Cole, which is the 3rd book in the Ragdoll series. I own the first 2, haven't had a chance to read them yet, but thought I'd grab the 3rd one while it was on 99p daily deal, especially because it's one of my mum's favourite series, so I trust her recommendation on that one. And last but not least, we have The Shadow of the Gods by John Gwynne, which is the 1st book in a new series by him. It has a big dragon on the cover. Jessie May really liked it. I think Elliot Brooks really liked that one as well. I trust their recommendations, and I like dragons. Enough of a reason for me to buy it for 99p. So, that means we had 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60 books. I have to try to unhaul 60 books this week, which is a lot of books to unhaul. And I have no idea where to start. That's going to be fun. I'm not regretting it because we've got some really, really good books this month. Obviously, we've bought some gifts. Some of them are like for video ideas, so that's good. Carrying on bits of series and things. I'm starting to think I should let Sean go to the charity shops and accompany it because he has bought us 2 duplicate copies this month, which is not helping. But I don't know if he's just trying to force me to unhaul more books. So he's like, oh, I'll just buy more, even if we don't need them. So she has to unhaul more, which is an interesting choice if so, but I wouldn't blame him. If you like this video, please give it a like, and if you'd like to subscribe, we'd be super, super grateful. I will be back in 2 days with an unhaul for you. So pop back on Saturday to see what the hell I'm getting rid of to make space for these 60 books. I'm starting to regret it now. Oh no, what the heck am I going to do? Oh God. That's fine. We will figure it out. We will get it done somehow. Thank you for watching. Bye. I'm trash for Sarah J Maas, so of course I had to buy a new paperback copy of A Court of Thorns and Roses. Spotted this in a charity shop for £2 and I really like the bright coloured covers. Sean is now blocking my light so he can sit. Thank you. There is a tree there. So I had to buy a copy with the new coloured cover. Sophia. Oh my gosh. Buddy, do you want to come and sit on my lap and show him? Yeah?
The two.
You've got your shoes on. Do you want to take your shoes off?